Special coverage this morning of the dawn services around Australia as we remember the Anzac legend. First to Sydney, where Elise Baker is live for us. Elise.
Well, Carl, we don't have official numbers just yet, but many people are saying that this was one of the biggest turnouts they've seen for a dawn service in Martin Place in years. And it was quite a diverse crowd that was here as well. There were some young faces, some old faces, and many people here wearing medals. For much of the ceremony, many of the buildings here were lit up. They were had pictures, photos, sayings, symbols projected onto the walls here. But for when there was a minute's silence, it all went dark. All the lights were switched off, which made for a very moving moment. Now, preparations are underway for the Anzac Day March, which will kick off from Martin Place here at 9 o'clock. It will weave its way through the city before finishing up at Hyde Park at Liverpool Street.
Elise Baker, thank you.
Christina Hearn is in Melbourne at the Shrine of Remembrance. An important service there, Chris.
Yeah, Deb, there was a huge crowd here this morning. We're just waiting on official figures. They'll come through any moment now. But it was a mild morning in Melbourne, so that helped boost the figures. This service here in Melbourne is always a very moving and unique experience, but more so this morning with MC Peter Meehan becoming quite emotional at several moments throughout the service as he recounted the battlefield experiences of our World War I diggers. There was also applause at several times throughout the service, something I certainly haven't witnessed before here at the dawn service at the Shrine of Remembrance, but certainly was a nice touch. We also heard from Group Captain Annette Hollian as she recounted her experiences in the field. She is an orthopaedic and also trauma surgeon. And she encouraged others to learn what she had, and that is to stand up for what you believe in and also be brave and be kind to one another. This service has now concluded. I'll just show you, you can see these people lining up to go into the shrine. We have had the Governor of Victoria, Linda Dessau, lay a wreath on behalf of all Victorians. Now people are lining up to get into the shrine to lay a poppy with this service now concluded. Deb.
Very special place in Melbourne. Chris, thank you.
OK, let's head north now to Brisbane, and Anzac Square is the place. Jess Millwood is there for us this morning. Jess, good morning.
Carl, good morning. Well, we had some rain here in the city for the dawn service this morning, but that didn't stop thousands of people coming out to pay their respects, standing shoulder to shoulder in the darkness and at times in the pouring rain for a very moving service. The Governor of Queensland, Paul de Jersey, made a moving address to everyone saying that we must unite in the memory of our diggers. Of course, the last post was played. Right now, it's been really lovely to see people coming up, shaking the hands of veterans and other people laying wreaths here at the Eternal Flame. Carl, 103 years on since Gallipoli, 100 years since the end of the war. The respect and honour for our diggers is as strong as ever here in Queensland.
Really good to see, reassuring. Jess Millwood, thank you.
Reporter Fiona Whelan is at the focus of a lot of today, the Australian War Memorial. Fiona, good morning.
Good morning, Deb. It's really a morning here. In fact, there were tears in the crowd, and that as the images of Australians who lost their lives at war were projected onto the walls of the memorial. And we heard some really sad stories from their families and friends. They're expecting between 30 to 50,000 people to attend the dawn service this year. We've just learned a short time ago there were 38,000, including Acting Prime Minister Michael McCormack and also Governor-General Sir Peter Cosgrove. Both of them will also be attending the national service, which is taking place here at 10:30, and it'll be followed by a march on Anzac Parade behind me at around 11 a.m. Deb.
Terrific conditions as well, Fiona, thank you.
Meantime, Tom McLean is covering events for us in Adelaide this morning. Tom, good morning.
Good morning, Carl. Well, the wreath laying is just underway at the moment. Some of the dignitaries coming forward, paying their respects. We're on North Terrace here at the National War Memorial. About 6,000 apiece, similar numbers to last year, and many services right across and South Australia as well. A touching tribute here as well. We've had about 200 children from 10 community groups, SES, savers, firefighters, scouts, guides, cadets. They've spent the whole night paying their respects in a silent, solemn tribute, standing around the cenotaph here. So something different. It's very nice to see, obviously, that spirit and knowledge of that history is alive with those children. Back to you.
Sure is, Tom. Thank you.
Elizabeth Chrissy is in Perth, where services are about to begin. Elizabeth?
Good morning, Deb. Our service will start time down Park. There's already a very large crowd gathering this morning, but about 30,000 of them here by the time the service starts. This year, presenters will be focusing on celebrating 100 since the end of World War I, so they will be talking about those battles from the dying days of the war. Once the service is over, for the first time we'll be having a performance from Aboriginal and Maori dancers doing the haka and the corroboree together. Then once that's over, we'll have our annual march through the city. For the first time, descendants of Chinese veterans will be marching on behalf of their relatives. We will also have veterans from 1990 onwards marching under their own banner as